Hello. I just want to make this video for all who got Karen and Aries. Yeah, like me. And for those who are not in the denial and they normally work on their issue. This has been very, very tough over the last few weeks. And now that Karen is in a retrograde position, it's finally touching the parts that we've been suppressed. But as I'm healing and I heal people, I realize that this is very overwhelming because Chiron is the most painful position planet, to be more into the astrology terms, when it comes to field. And trust me, I know that it's hard to trust at this moment because there's a lot of fake issue and who is saying the truth. That's why I left my channel, because people is not ready to feel. Now it's not ready to discern. Anyway, it's a very painful position, and this is very, very liberating, by the way, because when you touch Chiron, you touch all your previous lives in terms of carrying that baggage that is linked to all the other planets, like authority, Saturn, like your soul, Pluto, like Venus, the way you relate to others, whether they are close, whether they are business partners, and so on and so forth. It's very, very tough. And for me, that I've got it in my 5th house. Oops, I'm writing, as you can see. It's the most difficult position. Anyway, the beautiful thing is that I was trained to get here, because before Chiron get to this place, unless you are not born with Chiron in Aries right now and you're a baby, before you were born, before you were, you know what I'm saying, born, because it's rebirthing right now. Before you were born, like we are burning now, reburning, having this rebirth over under this Lionsgate portal. We've been trained, and as I was saying, it is touching my 5th house, which is sexual, creative, in every sense. Whether it's giving birth to a baby, whether it's giving birth to a project, creative project, whatever it is. And of course, it's connected to the romantic issues. So all, you find yourself that you got to deal with the stuff again, and people think that you are not healed yet, because people is watching you. Normally, I encourage you to do the work, because normally people don't feel fucking anything under any transit. And so when you are like, oh, today I'm crying because there is Mars in Cancer, and I'm revisiting some, oh, oh no, ma why, I'm so stay, okay, but anyway, see what I'm saying. So especially, let's image with Chiron, you see what I'm saying. I just want to place my camera, yes, okay, I can see it. My bicycle, yeah. Maybe I can make it, yeah. So as a Sag, wow, I made it. As a Sag, fifth house is so tough. I knew that. I've been feeling this over the last few weeks, because normally for those who are higher, like Starseed or light workers, a certain level of, we have, sorry for the label, is reversed, I should be here, but I couldn't find, because on the other side it's not so nice fitting. So that's Aquarius, my Aquarius sun. Okay, so as I was saying, sacred chakra. So I've been working on all revisiting the trauma issue of the reproductive reprogramming DNA. There was a point in billions of years ago, and then it happened in Atlantis. So Atlantis and Lemuria wasn't so fucking beautiful as it described. In fact, when I find some Starseed and Lemuria, I'm a Lemur, I'm a blah, it doesn't fucking matter, because I realize they are, they're not healed yet, so it doesn't matter. I overcome, due to disillusionment, I overcome this, oh, you are Atlantis as well, oh my God, you're with us, my family. No, it's not like that. Atlantis is the most fucking, life we had, And then everybody got the reptilian parts as well, yeah? So now I just want to mention that in the normality, through the ordinary life, the Darwin species, as Darwin said, we embody the evilness, but we embody the evilness as well, yes, Darwin, but we embody also, we also embody the divinity together with us. So it's again the same thing. Otherwise, we couldn't be reproducing ourselves. Also being fooled with life force created. Even if reptilians have been stolen all the powers to the Lemurians and the Lyrians, okay, it doesn't matter exactly, how it, just to cut it, because, it's billions of years, so everybody's coming from Lyrians, at the end of the time. So, even if you're a tiny little bit cell, some others got their lives as well, more, but it doesn't matter. What is mattering right now is that you are embodying the light and the dark, and having consciousness of what you are now. And then, depending on the level you are, you will be searching and digging more, when it's your own timing. So you don't need to know all these things exactly how it went, sometimes. But remember that life didn't start when Adam and Eve, there was that. So just like the second part of a movie, and then Adam and Eve. Okay, but what happened before? You know what I'm saying? Then the other beautiful thing is also that it's true that the human being is coming from the chimpanzee, you know. As a, yeah, but these are two different timelines. And when I was a baby, I was asking, you know, wondering, what should I believe? Because, you know, when I go to school, it's the chimpanzee, and when I go to, you know, the Christic teachings, you know, they told me Adam and Eve, you know, and so what's the both. Both. Then, you know, it's up to you, because what I say is obviously too straight, you know, so people needs to, okay, anyway, I bless you, your paths and your guides, that you find what I'm saying is true, because I'm not here to convince anybody, you know, but Kevin and Harris is requiring you to modify your belief systems, and we are all touched by that, you know, included me. So it's so beautiful to have all the pieces gathered right now. Yeah. Okay, then it's quite tough, and you know, the Chiron wound is so much related to the way we've been expressing. So the sacral chakra, for those who got it in Sag, I'm specifically related to them because I feel that Sag is needing it more. Because Sag at this time got this plenty planets retrograde in the fire signs, so there's no water. You gotta find the water. And the most beautiful way to ground yourself is staying into the nature where there's all the elements together. And then also the sun is not helping, because for somebody the heat of the sun is kind of a trap, and so on and so forth. So I am talking to the sun and to our beautiful Anki, the father god of you know, the everything, you know. Okay. Right. Because I'm related, I gotta touch Lemuria. I'm sorry, Lemuria is coming out. I gotta touch the Lyra and stuff, yeah. And so the beginning of everything, you know, it's so beautiful. That's why also Shiva got the blue skin, you know. It's not. So we cannot conceive beings having the blue skin, you know. It's fantasy. And then we got all the avatars, and it's so beautiful that I found it. Why? Because even when I was in the Vedic tradition, I couldn't find it. Why? They don't explain it to you. You just gotta believe it, you know. Or I believe that somewhere there are some teachings explain it, but maybe they are not affordable for everybody, or maybe they are still, you know, go blind about that. They cannot explain that. It's so natural to me since I was a baby, you know. As I told you, when I was in my 8 years, I was asking why I should go to the Adam Eve timeline, and then which is the timeline, you know, or is it the chimpanzee, you know. So I've always been like this, and also my blood is also helping me in the ancestral times, because my mother was more Christ, of course with the Catholic Church, but she was also medium naturally, even if she wasn't able to deal with that stuff. And I was the only daughter to understand certain things. She was my first client for everything, you know, interpreting the dreams, talking about the beyond, you know, experiences, talking about the astral, talking about, you know, whatever, you know. And she also taught me. She was more like Saint Francis, you know. she was, got beautiful memories with my mother when, she just touched a leaf, and she, connected me to the 7D. You see what I'm saying? And she wasn't conscious about that, because she didn't dig into that. So my mother was a certain type of, but with all the limitations of, and then my father's side, there's all God in terms of scientific, metaphysical. So my father was, okay. So I got the boat. I got boat, and it's so beautiful that I'm coming from that, because that's also what and it is so perfect as incarnation, because normally we are talking about our parents like just their limitations, and me, I learned to of course, when you clean the genealogical tree, to watch where they are coming from and what they are bringing, and there's a fantastic beings from their parts. And so somebody didn't want to go into the 5D grid when I asked that, and so I got to clean that. And some others, they were more benevolent towards me, and they've been helping me. And then, you go directly to the rest. So you got to connect to your ancestors, your most pure, your purest ancestors, to get to. But sometimes, there are other ancestors in between. No, I want to go the highest. Yeah. Or even, like, let me go directly to Vishnu, and yeah, but it wasn't perfect. I want to go directly to Vishnu, So. But then also Vishnu, as Enki, made his mistakes, and because it was, and then of course he repaired, because it was consciousness, going on over these billions of years. So that's why when it was a little bit, oh no, yeah, but I didn't, but okay, let me ratify this word, because my veins gotta shouldn't be touched, see what I'm saying? So if I talk about Vishnu and not the Christ, because Christ in this timeline is coming after and is doing the job again, always by the same seed of Lyrans. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm talking about that, and so I'm relating to, Anyway, okay. So when we are connecting to these beings, we are not watching this one or this one is better. We are talking in terms of a specific point in the history where this gotta be, framed, like that form of being before. Because if you think about the Christ, is after all this mess. So, see what I'm saying? So Christ didn't come here to rectify in that terms. He came here to purify the beings, as ordered. I was ordered from the Lyrans, going on. So many after many. Okay, while you're right. Okay. So Christ has no fault to, for some mistakes happening in the galactic starseed happening before. That's what I want to say. Okay, so so tough. So of course, second chakra and third chakra, so the reproductive, where you experiment the feelings, then you got to connect with the throat. Before going to the throat, you find your solar plexus, and just because you couldn't express. You see what I'm saying? Sag, Chiron in the fifth, you couldn't express. Yeah, see what I'm saying? So it's very tough. And then you go to your broken heart, because it's now it's completely broken, you know, and there's a reminding of who did what again. So it's peeling again, and it has been, and also because you are completing the cycle of many lessons. So every time it happened, you learn the lesson. Now you are making, this again, rewatch it deeply every single day, and you're so overwhelmed. So at the moment, I'm overwhelmed with all the stories I've been having with the people, with the on a love affair, basic. You see what I'm saying? Whether they were engaged, whether they weren't so engaged, whether they were more with the status quo, whether they weren't ready, and then they got ready after we separate each other, because you know it's the soul deciding if you gotta do that. It's not because because I got to steal the part. No, it's because you know you gotta grow fucking shit. Then you go your way. You know, so you're not responsible in the terms of a separation of a couple. It's just a soul. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and some others, you know, they integrated the experience that they had with me, and they kept on going forward with their with their partner. Some others got lost completely, because it depends on who, what, you know. Some are from the soul tribe, some other are from they came here just to you know have me like I remember you, okay. I remember where we've been. Some just one had to even die physically, okay, because his life was okay, no more. And so we've been reconnected on that type of soul level, you know. And me, I was like, you remembering me who I am, and I cannot do that because I'm full of status quo like this. And so my life is over now. He had to go. I know this because I got to go through, is that I was called by the angels, and this when I was still young, you know. It was very, very painful, traumatic, and also very, very educational experience, because I got the school full immersion, blah, 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 that I told my angels I cannot make that, you know, it's too, blah, 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 blah. And then, of course, when I hear about the certificate, you know, I laugh, you know, because they don't know fucking anything. They're still the same year, and, you know, that's how it works. Okay. So most of the experiences, everybody who works in the holistic, they learn this from experience. That's what I mean. And experience is not okay. Make this exercise. No, experience is, you know, that you are overwhelmed with your duty, your soul duty. You gotta do it. And it's not, oh, I don't want to do that today. No, you do it. And you go all around, you know, like, you know, before coming here, I was crying in the street. I'm used to that, you know, because when I was at home, I couldn't cry. I was there with my candle, watching it, yeah, and then it was, when I would out, I started to, you know, so it works. Maybe it's also because at the moment, this is what I need. I'm not saying that this is the way, because some others way, I cry in my bed, with the incense, and everything is working as well, but I needed to revisit. And so I've been hoping Shamael. Okay, so very, very painful. So love affairs at any level, Saj, at any level, And I'm not talking about, and yeah, and it's also, and I'm not talking about the one that just bothering you, the kind of narcissist that you don't find so attractive. I'm talking when there is a glue, when there is a activation, you know, when there's something, and then even if it's not for you, there has been quite a significant exchange. I'm not talking to the one bothering you, they just want to have you and is eluding you. I'm talking about, you know, because those are not in the line. Those are more like your soul is needing to feel that you're okay. Because normally when you are with these guys, through this experience, you feel like you are ugly, you are not sensual, you are not enough in something, you know, and that's the wound, you know, that's why they are easily going with other partners, yes. But with you, there's a kind of, it's more like that. So the one that's coming is bothering you. It's more like a reminder that you are, you know, attractive mentally, intellectually, physically, or in something that, and you feel, you know, okay, can I say that? Yeah, okay, I tell you. Once I was shouting in, to vomit in the hole of the herd, and was finding a place into the nature, and I was shouting and crying. A bulldog heard me from far, and it was with the owner, and the bulldog came towards me like this, and he started to, you know, lick me, you know, like, and I was, oh, you want like, and so in that moment I stopped. Oh me, I'm not that, and it's like it was like the universe came with this, and like, what, you know. So when this you see what I'm saying? So because the dog is not watching at you only aesthetically, the watch is feeling, the dog is feeling your, still Mercury retrograde, but always the dog, and there's 5 fucking planets in retrograde. The dog is feeling your vibe as well. So while I was shouting, I feel also in the primordial Kundalini first chakra, like I want to rise up, you know, and so the dog is feeling that from far, you know, and there was so much appetite, and then the owner said, sorry, no, come here, and then, but it really interrupted my, yeah, I'm not that, because nobody, and it's true. So when and it will happen again, and nobody is what nobody, because when you are overwhelmed with that emotion, and you are not, you know, to interrupt those vibe, you need to go to, you need to live with somebody that is making you. It's not enough that you say, I am enough, and it doesn't work like that. It's just the beginning. Then you gotta live with somebody, say, oh my God, you know, I'm feeling. It's not trust you guys, trust me guys, it doesn't work. You gotta leave it in order to dismiss it totally. And when you leave it, you stabilize it, and then you don't have to, everything drops. Because you find you are yourself. And of course, it's not because the others is telling you what you know, it's not that. It's because you are there already. But when there's like when my father said, my father always told me that when the energy doesn't stay, keep flowing up, started to stay there for a little bit, and then it goes. And that's why it happens. So there is no depression pills to help you for that. you will stay in the shit forever. So the only way to is to stay and live. Why you cannot do that? Because the reptilians, baby, reptilians and all the draconians and all that shit that there is in the blood of people, and it's true, still through the entities. They don't want that you. So the test is that you stabilize your own vibration, even when there's nobody, Because look, there are people that are not at my level. They don't even love themselves the way I've been loving and then been purging. And they got, somebody with them, making them, let's go there, let's do that, everything is fun and cool, So it's not like that. That's why I get angry. That's another one. Getting angry, Sag, is absolutely normal. It's all about that shit, So it's not easy to stay all alone in your own vibration, and at the same time not having somebody except your guides and angels and all that, not having anybody that you are living, that vibration with. Because that's what you are. Not because, he's, okay, now that he, because he or she, make you feel like that. And then, no. You are that. But when you are, so the test for this Chiron in Aries is so that you got to be doing this all alone, Me, at the moment, I'm not having anybody doing that, except for, yeah. So, and then another one, Sag, you probably, some of you have been working too much on the me and the other, as like we want to make love and the sexual stuff, like that. And some others like me had enough with that, because we've already done that so much, touched the bottom with the soulmate, I touched the bottom with the Kundalini, got even the master degree of Kundalini, and then I make all myself, whatever is the technique, you see what I'm saying. And so there's no, but the limitation is that when you do the thing with the disincarnated being, it's not the same as having, sometimes it works. Sometimes the human part is having it tough, But this is absolutely what makes you more goddess and more priestess than what you are. It's very, very, very painful. Also because it reminds you, it recalls you to when you didn't have all these fucking problems. You and the other were together. There's no, and I'm not talking about the Lemuria fucking shit. I'm talking even before, So you and the other were together as living beings, before Adam and Eve, before, you see, before the, what the envious Ariman did, Envious Ariman, put all these beings to bother and steal the powers, So when you want, if you want to go to beyond the polarization, you gotta recall this timeline more. Just in your thought, not as I did, because it's not your way. But anyway, remember that you are not coming from Lemuria, and that's it. You see what I'm saying? Oh, we were like, yeah, and then you tell all your stories. It didn't happen like that, baby. You know, in Lemuria, there were only women, you know, most were women and having, making sex with the nature. That is, I call it sex because it's very raw, but you know, there wasn't, you know, that kind of conceiving thing, you know. Were different incarnations. And then but there were also beings more, Atlantis is more, that was also at the Lemurian time, it was more like the masculine, technological power, you know, like that. Okay. And then at a certain point they were living all together in a phase of Atlantis, or also Lemur, yeah. If I believe. But anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. They were together. So, you see what I'm saying? And not everybody of them lost their powers at the same way. That's why some incarnated as a chimpanzee and others waited to be incarnated. You see, in fact, I don't feel like I've been incarnated as a chimpanzee, really. To be honest. Yes, I lost my powers like everybody of you. But not at this level, you know. See what I'm saying? Many of you. Some others is absolutely so obvious, you know, that they. So it took quite a very long time, a million years, to get back as beings, you know, as normal beings, and then, you know. That's my disclosure. Yeah. So I hope that this helps also my friends. I call you friends, those who got these positions on YouTube. You know, they are part of my soul path because they come there to assist and help with astrology, with cleaning, with everything, you know, with... I already know who you are, and you can feel me and you can hear me even if you don't watch this video, but it will be nice if you watch it because it's more grounded for you as well, even if you got the top of the world and you got, you know, okay. Me, I am the corner, the girl, and that's it. It's okay. And then I was also thinking, in my case, I got my dasha, my Venus dasha, still in Mercury dasha. So probably love will be coming when I was in my 60s, if I can get there. Of course, in another way, you know, way more, you know, taken by the hands, but maybe we won't be able to make sex because, you know, we are not functioning in the same way, you know, anymore, but it would be like, you know, just to figure it out. Yeah, there's limitations in the body as well, you know, so I just want to, you know, and it's not what you search at 60, really. Yeah, you search it, but not that, like when you were 30 or 20, you know, because... Anyway, and so it's okay. So remember, Sag, it's very painful. Don't worry, because for me, this can help everybody. Because me, I'm not helped by humans. I'm helped by sources aligned with, and it's okay because in order to recover all these answers and to be like at this level, you know, it's very okay. So thank you so much, and that's it. Just silence.